Light painting settings and light painting tools are two of the topics we're going to be talking about today on ArgonTV. And I have to admit, until yesterday, I didn't really know what light painting was. But in preparation for this video, I did a little bit of research, and what I found was absolutely mind-blowing. I found loads of Facebook groups with hundreds of thousands of people in it, loads of videos on YouTube, and it just took me down this rabbit hole of information that was literally mind-blowing. And I couldn't believe what I found. This whole industry of people all creating this incredible art called light painting. So if you don't really know what light painting is, then stay right here, because today I've got an awesome guest joining me, Mr. Hugo Baptista. Hugo, welcome to ArgonTV, and how are you?
Hello, Tim. Thank you for having me. My name is Hugo Baptista. I'm a Portuguese visual artist residing in the Netherlands since '98. When I first moved here, I got a job in architectural visualization, 3D visual productions, and that's what I built my career on. In 2004, I had gotten my first DSLR, and I took a thumb light to a field, and I saw what could be done. I called it light dancing at the time. Little did I know there was a big community of light painters out there. But yeah, it just took me back to the days of school where I had an analog camera and I was shooting star trails in traffic. And I was fascinated with long exposures back then, but I didn't know it could be actively just drawing on the scene instead of letting lights that were already there draw the scene for you. So yeah, I thought I was doing something unique, and then later in 2010 I found there was a group on Flickr called Light Junkies. Yeah, it's filled with very vibrant community that everyone was sharing their techniques, and friends were made all over the world. Yeah, it's still a very vibrant community. Everyone helps each other, and to keep the art form alive. I mean, it's a very old art form since photography exists, essentially, because long exposures, that's the only way exposures could be done when photography started. So inevitably there would be people that would play with that, and Man Ray, an example, probably seen the Picasso drawings with light. But yeah, light painting has evolved to include a big variety of styles and techniques, and I'm very proud to be part of it, and to still see it growing every day.
Well, it's really awesome having you here, Hugo. And behind me, you can see a piece of Hugos Work. I kind of feel like I'm in a candy store right now. I don't know, I have no idea how you make this kind of artwork or anything, but just so that the whole audience really understands exactly what light painting is, maybe you could just tell us in a sentence or two what light painting is.
Light painting is a photographic technique in which long exposures are made of a light source, either lighting a subject or being held in front of the camera to draw, or by moving the camera in a long exposure. Nothing is added or removed in post-processing. Yeah, that's light painting.
Wow, so that's really interesting. And I've seen those photos of like traffic in rush hour when you see all the tail lights in lines, and I guess they're using the same kind of technique of long exposure, which is what you were talking about in the intro. And I guess that's how you did this image behind me as well, because there's 5 of you there and 1 of you in front of me. I'm surrounded with Hugos right now. This one's a little bit scary, but I must admit, it's kind of cool how you can create these worlds with what you're doing. And in a moment, Hugo's going to take us on a tour of his computer so we can see some of the work he's done. But just to remind you, as a viewer, if you're watching this video and you want to know more about how you can get started with light painting, because obviously we can't talk about everything in this video, beneath this video, if you're on my website, there is a little box where you can put your name and your email address. And then once we hear from you, we can send you information about how you can get started with light painting, or if you need more information, we can get that to you. If you're on YouTube watching this video, there will be a link in the description beneath this video where it will take you to the website. Or of course, you can contact Hugo directly as well. So Hugo is going to take us on a tour of his computer right now, and let's see some of the work that he's been doing. So I think now might be an appropriate time to say, wow, that's pretty amazing. I'm very, very impressed with what I'm saying. And I've never actually seen anything quite like this kind of work in my life. So let's just say I'm inspired and I'm watching this video. I'm so inspired and I think I want to do this. What's the best way to get started? Are there any special light painting tools or any special light painting techniques that I should know about?
Well, first of all, you need a camera capable of taking long exposures. These days, even a mobile phone can do that. You need a light source to either light the subject or to shine in front of the camera. There are many flashlights that you could use, strobing lights. This is a strobing one that I use quite often, or lights with colors or lights with gels, or lasers. You know, I like building my own tools. This is, for example, one made with just blinker light for a car with a 12-volt battery here attached. I use this. I light paint myself during a long exposure and light some features like this, and eventually you see a light man in the photo. You can also use this, of course, to draw, if you can remember where everything was. Yeah, there's also things you can do with the camera movements. If you have a tool that rotates the camera on its own axis very precisely, that can be used very effectively in several light painting techniques. Yeah, but essentially you can also use a mobile phone to light paint. And there used to be an app, I think it's called Holographium, where you could just load text, and if you swipe it, you'll see the text forming in 3D on a photo. But you know, anything that emits light, even another visual app that you can use, if you just move it around, it's the movement that matters, not so much what's on being displayed. I mean, I have been making custom-made animations that I then take a long exposure of, but there are no apps that make those. I make those from scratch in a 3D program, and yeah, that I'm aware of, there aren't any commercial versions of software that does that the same way that I do. Yeah, with the 360-degree camera, for example, I made this little rotation rig. It's just a simple ball, and then you've got the Ricoh Theta 5 here, and I'll let it rotate 360 degrees, and yeah, that's how you make these camera rotations that I show you here. Yeah.
Well, again, all I can say is wow. And as you can see behind me right now, I'm actually joined by Lightman. He's right behind me. There you go. And this is the image that Hugo was talking about, that he literally just used a flashlight from a car indicator to create this image. So it looks like the only thing that's holding you back from amazing images is your imagination. So in this video, it's just a short video, but in this video, we couldn't, obviously show you all the light painting tools, all the light painting techniques. And if you'd like to get in touch with Hugo and have more information about how you can experiment with light painting, as I said, beneath this video, there is a box where you can put your name and your email address. Fill that in, send it over to us, and then we'll get back in touch with you. I'll get Hugo to send you information. And first of all, I want to thank Hugo for being our guest here today. It's Hugo Baptista. He's a light painter and just been sharing his art with us. And I want to thank you for taking the time to watch the video. So don't forget, please give us a thumbs up if you're on YouTube, and a like, and subscribe to our channel so you can receive all the new videos that we do. Thank you for being here, and I look forward to seeing you on another exciting episode of ArgonTV. But today we've been talking to Hugo Baptista about light painting.